Ever wondered why integrating grammar into an EFL lesson can feel like you're trying to solve a Rubik's Cube? It's a common puzzle for many EFL teachers. Teaching grammar in a second language can often seem like a daunting task. It's not uncommon for these lessons to turn into dry, theoretical lectures that fail to engage students' interest. Why does this happen? Well, the traditional approach to teaching grammar often focuses on rules and structures, which can feel detached from the practical use of language. It's like teaching someone how to swim without ever getting them into the water. What's needed is a change in perspective. A shift towards a more integrated approach, where grammar isn't just a set of rules to be memorized, but a tool to be used and understood within the context of meaningful communication. The key is not to teach grammar in isolation, but to integrate it into the language learning process. So, how can you transform a daunting grammar topic into an engaging part of your EFL lesson plan? It's simpler than you might think, and I'm going to walk you through it with a practical example: the present perfect tense. Firstly, it's all about setting the context. Let's say we start with a story about a group of friends who just returned from a trip around the world. This narrative forms a relatable and exciting backdrop in which the present perfect tense naturally arises. For instance, they have visited many countries, and they have seen incredible things. Next up is the presentation phase. Here's where we introduce the grammar point through the context. We explain that the present perfect tense is used to describe actions that happened in the past, but have a connection to the present. We can use examples from the story to illustrate this. They have visited many countries, means they went to these places in the past, but the experience is still relevant now. Moving on, we dive into practice. This is where the students get to flex their grammar muscles. We can provide exercises and activities that allow them to practice the new grammar point within the context. For example, complete the sentence, "They have verb many fascinating cultures on their journey." Lastly, we encourage production. In this stage, students are urged to use the new grammar point in their own sentences or in a role-play situation. Perhaps they can pretend they're one of the friends, sharing their travel experiences using the present perfect tense. "I have climbed the Eiffel Tower," or "I have tasted the most delicious sushi in Japan." Remember, the goal is to make students understand the grammar point through context and usage, rather than through dry, theoretical explanations. It's not just about learning grammar rules. It's about making those rules come alive in a meaningful and engaging way. And that, my friends, is the secret to successfully integrating grammar into your EFL lesson plan. Now, let's quickly recap what we've discussed today. We started by acknowledging the challenges of teaching grammar in an EFL class, which can often feel like an uphill task. However, we also recognized the value of grammar as a fundamental building block of language learning. We then moved on to discuss the need for an integrated approach to teaching grammar. We emphasized that grammar should not be taught in isolation, but should be woven seamlessly into the fabric of the lesson, making it more engaging and meaningful for the students. We finally delved into the step-by-step process of integrating a grammar topic into a lesson plan. We used the present perfect tense as an example, demonstrating how to introduce it, practice it, and review it within the context of a larger lesson. With this approach, you can turn the challenge of teaching grammar into an opportunity to engage your students and enhance their language skills.